These medical professionals just can't catch a break. Welcome to MsMojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 most shocking Grey's Anatomy moments. For this list, we're looking at incidents from this medical drama that took place when audiences least expected it, along with the fallout from these moments. Since these impact most of the major arcs on the show, here's your spoiler alert. If you like what you're hearing, be sure to check out the full song at the link below.
Won't make things better. Won't pay the piper.
Number 10. Meredith's near-death experience. A ferry boat accident brings much of the staff of Seattle Grace to the situation, where Meredith tries to help an injured man. In his hysteria, the man ends up knocking Meredith in the water, where she's helpless to do anything but drown. However, the real shocker happens after she wakes up, or at least when she thinks she's woken up. With the ghost of Denny welcoming her, Meredith realizes she's trapped in limbo.
Meredith, you drowned in Elliott Bay. You remember that?
Yeah, that sucked.
The surprises don't stop there either, as she meets some other deceased patients from her past in the hospital. After she comes to terms with why she didn't fight for her life, Meredith meets her own mother, revealing her death at the very moment Meredith is about to resuscitate.
So ladder came in?
Yes.
Okay, holding compressions?
Come on, let's go.
Number 9. Izzie and George meet at the elevator. Following surgery to treat her tumor, Izzie falls into a dreamlike state.
Alex, she signed a DNR.
Shut up, yeah.
She knew this might happen, that's why she signed it.
I don't give a crap what she signed.
Alex, it's not what she wants.
Resembling the night she'd come across the death of a loved one wearing the same dress, Izzie enters the elevator just as before. However, she's visibly of two minds, making it ambiguous as to what's waiting for her on the other side. It's when the doors open that it becomes apparent what's taking place. The scene cuts to both Izzie and George, who's been in an accident of his own, flatlining at the same time. With the elevator symbolizing the place between life and death, the season concludes without making it clear if Izzie decides to join George.
Because this is it.
Number 8. Jackson objects to April's wedding.
Will you promise to love and support their marriage in all the days to come? If so, please respond, we will.
Jackson and April are always going to be remembered for their turbulent love story. After starting out as friends and becoming more, they hit multiple snags in their relationship before April starts dating Matthew. Although clearly jealous, Jackson refuses to do anything about it. That is, until he witnesses her about to be married.
Stand up.
I'm happy to be here today, to be able to do this for you.
At first, it seems as if he might have second thoughts about his decision, before throwing caution to the wind and revealing his feelings right in the middle of the wedding.
Be here today.
I love you, April. I always have. I love everything about you. Even the things I don't like, I love.
Understandably, each guest is left speechless at the sudden interruption, as a stunned silence fills the room. Eventually, the two are shown happily escaping from the chapel, making Jackson's decision truly worth the risk. Number 7. Burke leaves Cristina at the altar.
I'm sorry.
From the beginning of their attraction to one another, it's clear that Cristina was more interested in Preston Burke the doctor than Burke the person. This severely impacts their relationship for years, as Cristina is unable to fully commit. Once she sticks by him through the debacle with Burke developing a hand tremor, it seems there's nothing this couple can't overcome. On the day of their wedding, though, it's clear Cristina might be getting cold feet right before the big moment. However, unforeseen disaster strikes when it's Burke who walks out on Cristina instead, claiming he's setting her free.
I really wish that you didn't think. I wish that you knew.
Not only does he leave her at the altar, but Burke also steps away from her life completely. Number 6. Alex returns to Izzie.
Dear Joe, Mayor, this is not the way I wanted to do this. Dear Dr. Bailey, I regret to inform you, blah, blah, blah.
Out of all the characters, Alex Karev probably had the most character development, going from a friendless jerk to becoming Meredith's person and a seemingly loving husband. It seemed he'd put the past behind him. However, his friends are given the shock of their lives when Alex writes that he's reunited with his ex-wife Izzie and has 2 children with her.
You should call Izzie.
Oh.
No, it's okay.
I mean, I don't need to call her.
Considering how Izzie had broken things off with him to disappear for years, this information is completely out of the blue. It's an even bigger surprise for Alex's current wife, Jo, whom he simultaneously sends divorce papers. After all the ups and downs they'd been through together, Alex abandoning her this way is a reality that's hard to stomach.
If it was just about 2 women I love, I'd choose my wife. You know I would. But it's not just her. Izzie made our kids.
Number 5. Seattle Grace explodes.
It's okay.
The arrival of a paramedic holding a patient's wound turns out to have dire consequences. It's soon revealed there's unexploded ammunition inside of him. With just the paramedic's hold keeping the bomb from exploding, almost the entire hospital is evacuated. To make matters worse, Meredith is left as the one holding the bomb once the paramedic has a nervous breakdown. Surprisingly, things start going pretty smoothly afterwards, as the explosive is removed safely. So, of course, it's just when it seems the day's saved when it all comes crashing down, as Meredith witnesses the bomb go off while in the hands of the bomb squad leader. Having seen death up close, a barely conscious Meredith remains in shock, as her friends then try to comfort her. Number 4. Derek's death.
Ma'am, is this the home of Derek Shepard?
It is. He's my husband.
I'm afraid there's been an accident. Could you come with us, please?
The once impenetrable marriage of Meredith and Derek is put on the rocks once he's offered a permanent position in Washington, D.C., where his business trips were becoming more and more frequent. Once it becomes clear that their relationship is suffering, Derek chooses his marriage over his career and to remain in Seattle. While on his way to making one final trip to D.C., he comes across a car accident, where he uses his skills as a doctor to help resolve the situation. Unfortunately, just when it seems like things will be okay, the scene cuts to a stunned Derek seeing an oncoming truck crashing into his car. Even though things look bleak, it seems as if Derek might pull through as he tries to fight by remaining conscious. However, his fate is sealed when Meredith herself gives him her blessing to move on, and puts an end to Merdare forever.
Are you ready?
No. But go ahead.
Number 3. Denny's passing. Denny Duquette's case inspired a lot of drama, both ethically and personally for the characters. After trying to keep her attraction to Denny at bay, Izzie finally succumbs to her feelings and accepts his proposal. Due to constant problems with him receiving a heart, she resorts to cutting off Denny's LVAD wire so he receives a heart first.
What are you doing?
When this is a success, it seems Izzie and Denny might finally get to be together. However, during the night of an impromptu prom at the hospital, Izzie excitedly arrives to celebrate with Denny, only to find that her fiancé has passed away. When her friends arrive, they find her numb with shock and holding onto his body, destroying any future they might have had.
He died all alone. He was...
Number 2. John Doe is George. After struggling his way through the series, George acknowledges his talent for trauma surgery, going so far as to enlist as a doctor for the Army. Strangely, this announcement isn't given much attention in the season 5 finale, where the story shifts towards treating a John Doe patient. While the main cast is busy trying to treat Izzie, John Doe tries to communicate to Meredith. It's here where it's revealed that the mysterious patient was actually George all along.
007. Oh God! Oh God!
Having jumped in front of a bus to save a person's life, poor George is left completely unrecognizable. Now at death's door, he can do nothing other than let his friends know who he is before the end arrives. Honestly, I don't even know how we kept this to 10 entries. This show started in 2005 and is literally only shocking moments. But we did, and somehow we narrowed things down to the one moment that floored us the most. So let's look at some honorable mentions, and then we'll name our most shocking Grey's Anatomy moment. Meredith is attacked by a patient. Preston Burke returns.
Don't you run the risk of your cells undergoing apoptosis when seated on the hydrogel?
The hospital is under attack.
Mr. Clark, shut up. No talking. You're not the man here. I'm the man. I'm the man.
Derek is Meredith's boss.
Katie's parents have questions. Do you talk to them, or do I ask Burke?
No, Burke's off the case. Katie belongs to the new attending now. Dr. Shepard, he's over there.
All right. That's nice.
Derek has a secret wife.
The problem with secrets is, even when you think you're in control,
Addison,
you're not.
what are you doing here?
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. The plane crash.
There's always next year.
With Meredith and her colleagues making post-residency plans, and Mark and Lexi's relationship still uncertain, a tragedy is the last thing on anybody's minds. However, just when Meredith contemplates bird migration, the scene cuts to absolute havoc as she finds herself in the wreckage of a plane crash. Things turn out to be far worse than expected, with Derek, Arizona, and Mark nursing severe injuries.
If I could just get myself to stop laughing.
The most shocking outcome from the crash is what happens to Lexi, who's crushed under the debris of the plane. Despite the efforts of her friends, the younger Gray sister succumbs to her injury.
I'm dying.
Leaving her love story with Mark unresolved. With no way to contact the outside world and being stranded in a forest, the doctors have no choice but to wait out this predicament and try to stay alive. Do you agree with our picks? Let us know in the comments. And hey, if you're a fan of the song playing right now, be sure to check out the music video for it right here.